This is Clix on the Barbie. Join us as we talk about Clix in Australia, current heroclix happenings, and a dash of meta. Welcome to Clix on the Barbie, episode 9. I'm Ben Jones, and with me I have Raphael. Terry broke my format, Souza.
He did. Yep.
And we also have Chris. There shall be only one, Rizzy.
How's it going?
And in this episode, we're going to be talking about our good and bad and the ugly of the week. Games we've played in Australia over this last week. We'll do a 3 questions too many and discuss maps in Tell Me I'm Wrong. So let's turn on the gas, light the Barbie, and let's talk some Clix. Well, guys, welcome to a new week, and I hope that you've had a good week so far. So let's just move into a bit of a good, the bad, and ugly. What's been great about your weeks? What hasn't been maybe so great? And yeah, let's just share a little bit about how our weeks have been. So, Chris, do you want to? How are things going in Melbourne, and how are you going with your new family?
Yeah, things are going good. We've had a week-long lockdown, and that's been extended for another week. My 2 weeks off that I've had from being another parent again, that's done. So tomorrow morning I got to go back to work, and yeah, I found out how much a brick of Wonder Woman is in Melbourne, and it's close to $200. So I don't know if I'm going to buy it or just a couple pieces that way. But that's been my good, bad, and ugly pretty much.
Nice. Yeah, it is always an interesting one, how much you're willing to pay for stuff, or whether you just want to pick out the best pieces from a set.
Yeah.
I understand that. Raph, what about you? How's your week been? What's been good, bad, and ugly about it?
Let me see. Ugly, bad, always work. And good is bunch of gaming after work. I mean, still on Final Fantasy stuff, and now this morning, I think, this morning it started like a new beta of a game that I'm trying now. It's called a New World. It's like another MMORPG that I'm trying. So I'm just while we are recording this, I am in the queue to enter the game because the servers are crowded. So that's probably the reason why the episode is going to be short today.
So what kind of game is it? Is it like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy? Or?
Yeah, it is. So it's Amazon, developed by Amazon. Okay. So if you bought if you pre-owned the game, like we pre-purchase it, they opened like a beta test for a week, and you have the chance to try the game. They will just release, I think, like by September, but they gave like this week to try the servers and this kind of thing. So they are still doing a bunch of like updates, and I'm trying like since 6 p.m. after I finished work. I'm trying to log in, but looks like the servers were down and stuff. But it looks like I am in the queue. I'm number 300 in the queue, so I'm just waiting to be able to join the server.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but that's it. No clicks that I can remember. Oh yeah, I did. Are we talking about Clix already, or just like life?
Yeah, we're always
we do have Ben's good, bad, and ugly. So
well, I'm happy for him to just go into Clix, and that's fine because go for it. Tell us.
Yeah, I'm just had actually, like I might even deviate a little bit from this topic, but that. I think it's worth it because like this weekend I played Terry, and like the way that we used to play is that we usually practice more than we actually played games, right? So what we usually do is like we make some movements and then we rewind stuff, and then, oh, what if I do this? What if I do that? So we don't actually play a game. We just discuss strategies like for an hour and a half, right? So said, oh, I'm gonna move here. What if I move here and then I move here? Oh no, I will rewind. I will move there and there. Okay, so that's basically how what we are doing like for a while. It's more like a discussions than actually like a gameplay. But then like this weekend, we ended up kind of. Then we will talk later about these like formats and stuff, but doing this like rewind stuff, and that's when that's where I want your inputs. During these rewinds and back and forth and this kind of thing, we ended up like kind of like not having an argument, but the discussion was basically, okay, I did this and then the other person changed it, but now you know my strategy, right? So I think, Chris, if I'm not wrong, you told me that you discussed it a little bit like before Nets. On one day before like the official day, you discussed your team with Anthony, and then after that he knew a little bit more about your team. So that's my question to you guys, like how much you think you can rely on that strategy of got you, or because like after I knew what Terry was going to do, I changed it completely what I was going to do. And then I just like basically split my team 2 parts of the map because I knew his strategy, right? So what do you guys think about this?
Well, when I played Anthony the night before Nats here, it was that I had never played my team against someone. So when I played him, it was for practice to see what worked, what didn't. He chose one of the maps that was sort of good for me, but not good for me. And then when we played the next day, he chose a totally different map.
Okay.
I misplaced. I misplaced how I could use Mr. Oz to move Thanos instead of moving him farther back. I moved them forward, I believe it was. So I don't know. It helped and hindered me because I kind of knew what he was playing because we both play the same thing, but it's just I don't know. It's like the first quote of the week that I had there 2 weeks ago is, if you find a move, well, then look for a better move afterwards, and that's what it should be.
Exactly. So that's basically like, if you have a team that relies on that surprise factor, how much do you think you can last in a competition? Do you think like people will talk to each other about, like, be aware he's gonna do this,
Oh yeah, you're always gonna have table talk. I mean, it's like, it's not during the game that you have table talk, but you compare notes to see what works and what doesn't. You can see how Terry views something, or how Ben views something, or how Bobby views something. So you can always bounce ideas off. I don't see a problem with that. Yeah.
Ben, what do you think? Like, do you like having like those kind of like strategy discussions, or do you prefer to have like a proper game and then you discuss afterwards?
So I think when Paul and I have done a fair bit of play testing of things in the past before heading to nationals. That's one of the things that we've sort of been able to do when we catch up. Is okay, if we know nationals is coming up, so we'll play tests, and some of that is actually, let's play it out and see what happens. Some of it's a bit of a strategy. This is 3 or 4 moves, and then okay, but that wasn't going to be a good strategy. Let's change it up and work it around. in mid game, if you're doing like what you guys are doing, rewinding, you got to. I guess it's about not going. It depends on what the outcome of the game wants to be. So at nationals, generally, generally people have sort of kept their teams pretty close to the chest and then just revealed them on the day. I tend to think if we're at nationals, we generally know most pieces that we've been played, and most people know how those pieces are going to be played. So I don't think that's too much of a concern. If you're coming in with a surprise strategy, generally, I think generally that'll get around pretty quickly, and people will ask, and what's going on? And if your team's doing well, people go, what are you playing? And people are interested in see what others are playing as well. So mid game, it can certainly change. Like it can change a strategy like that, but if you were just play testing stuff, that's
because we were just basically play testing, but after I see what he was doing, basically like he couldn't do that stuff anymore, and basically kind of like ruined his game, right? Because like we were just doing 1 2 3 1 2 3 back, 1 2 3 forward, 1 2 3 back, and kind of like, oh, okay, now my game is ruined because you know what I'm gonna do, and there's nothing else I can do about this, and then kind of like ruined that stuff. And that's why we entered into that discussion and said, oh, okay, so let's move on and have a proper game now.
Yeah, and I think even in strategy sessions, we still like to win, or we still like to see our we still like to see our strategies pay off. And if you go to a tournament and you've got, I really like, this is a great idea, and then you never get it to happen, you feel so bummed about it. Like, I didn't get that to happen. And sometimes I go and I play and I'm like, this is just I only just want to get this one thing done today, and that's it might be a mind control or whatever it is. So that was maybe it's more outrageous than I would usually try to do. And I can lose all matches, but I'll go, that's fine. I got that off. Ha 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 ha. I got that off.
I completely know about this because like sometimes I just have like one thing, and depends on the team that Terry picks. Like he ruins everything that I was just like said. I just want to do this one thing, but I can't, because like your whole team doesn't allow me to do this. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I think it was like one of those events. I think one of the events I've just played recently was. I had lots of mind control on my team, and the other team just all had Battle Fury, and I'm like, great. Okay, so my main strategy isn't going to work.
Yeah.
But, and that's what you come up with, and you go, that's fine. And you try something different.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess for myself, and a good, the bad, and the ugly, finishing holidays is always never great. And heading back to work. And it was good to get back into work and see the kids again and start to just get back into it. And I'm thinking, I guess my ugly is that we won't be having any heroclix at the shop for a little while, as we've gone into that stay-at-home situation now too. So that's a bit of a shame. I was looking forward to running actually looking forward to running a strategy session this Sunday at the shop. So to talk about that sort of stuff that you were thinking about. Yeah, so it'll just have to wait until we get to a better time. For myself, for games, so we have no games at the shop for the foreseeable future until we have some restrictions lifted. So which is a bit of a shame. And with other states in the same situation, there doesn't seem to be much heroclix play going on in shops. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens as we move through the rest of this year. Our virtual league's still going, and this last week I played Darren in the virtual league. He was came rocking a firstborn team, which was really good fun to play against as well.
I played him. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was really fun, and it was just a really fun match. We just got straight into it. Everyone moved up. I was fortunate this game. I had Dr. Poison, and she made a couple German soldiers, so they could run out and do some poisoning and do a few little things that are just, again, that was one of those little things. Cool. I made a German soldier. The German soldier ran out, stood next to someone, survived for a turn, and then managed to poison them. I was happy. It was little and simple, but it was good fun. And yeah, so we just had a really good game and just really enjoyed it. Uh, on the other side of that, I played with my mate who comes over on Friday nights and to play. And this week he continues to learn the game, and I continue to throw new things at him. We've done like the battleground sets, and sometimes we'll just choose a set to make a team from. This week I introduced him to the WWE heroclix, and so I said these have a few different rules and things of WWE, and I think it was the most fun I've had playing heroclix in a while.
Oh, nice.
It just felt really great to sort of come up and and play the wrestlers.
Did you use
I don't know.
ring?
It was yes, we used the ring. We had the WWE stadium, so we sort of said, well, that's the back
Nice.
ring.
Yep.
And we put the ring in there for both, so that was for both people to use, and it was, and I think it's partly to do with the flavor of the text, and so you start, I feel more inclined to use the I'm going to tombstone pile drive you now, rather than say like with Wolverine I go, I'm going to use my claws and slash you. So I just go with blades, claws, fangs, and it just added to that. I don't know, it just added to the game. If one of the first moves was that the Macho Man Randy Savage, he has his signature move is the elbow drop off top rope, and so elbow drop, and I had him on the ropes, and he jumped off the ropes. He's holding a chair, and elbow dropped onto the Undertaker, and I could actually, I guess, I could picture it. And then the Undertaker on his next turn retaliated and picked him up and tombstone pile drived him and killed him or knocked him out. And it was just like, yeah, cool. It felt really good. I don't know if you guys are into wrestling or not, but yeah, as a wrestling fan, it actually gave me the feel that this is all happening here. And I just had a good time playing the Macho Man. He did a few things like tables on the outside and jumped off the tables, elbow drops, and I enjoy playing WWE HeroClix figs more than I thought I was enjoying them. I'd only ever really played Asuka in general play. I did play my WWE team in our first season of the league, but
Yeah, we
I'd never
played
sort
once. I remember playing against you. I think we tried.
Yeah,
we
and-
tried once, right?
Yeah, and so I reckon I played like an Asuka Nort team where I had like Onslaught and Asuka in it, and I just like Asuka for a character. And then in the virtual league, the first season I played just a WWE team with Prez Ricard, and I really enjoyed how they played. But playing across the table with someone that's like, even we had our phones sort of underneath the table, and like a John Cena who's about to leave the starting area, and then like, well, cool, I had the music there, so I could play the music. So he had his music as he walked out to the ring and things like that. It was just good fun. So if you haven't played WWE, I'd encourage you to find something really good fun to play.
Yeah, I do have some stuff. I just don't kind of like get into the powers. I don't know, for some reason I have like, it just blocks my mind. I can't. Seems a bit confusing. I don't know. Maybe just me, but they just sound a little bit confusing for me.
Yeah, they're a little bit different, and their signature move having to have one action token on comes down to a lot of timing. Hence why I use Prez Ricard, because he could take action tokens off multiple characters, and so I could try to control as much as possible of the actions, and but it does come down to timing, because there was many times I'd come in signature move the Undertaker, and then I'd have two tokens, and he'd just pick me up and tombstone pile drive me with his, and he got extra bonuses because I had two action tokens. It was just really good fun.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I could go on, but I won't, because it was just good. So yeah, encourage you to play WWE Clix if you get a chance. And so I think that brings us to an end of games and that we've played, and our good, the bad, and the ugly. So Chris, I'll throw it over to you for our 3 questions too many.
All right, awesome. So 3 questions too many. where we usually have 2 questions about heroclix and just a third one about pretty much anything. I think the last couple weeks it's been food choices, so we'll see how that goes again. All right, 3 questions too many. Number 1, what is your go-to map to use when playing heroclix? Ben, do you have any sort of map that you like running?
I found this one interesting because there's, I think of it as in a friendly, if I'm teaching people, one of the maps I enjoy using when I'm sort of teaching people, which seems is a pretty even map, is the outdoor battlefield from Lord of the Rings. It's just got a bit of elevated, it's got a bit of hindering, it's got a few different patches. It's not quite symmetrical, so it gives a little bit of difference, but it's a really good map to teach on. Generally for competitive, I'm always happy to go to WizKids Office HQ. I think that one's pretty stock standard. I like a bit of blocking. I'm generally a person who likes to be close combat, so I try to block those lines of fire. So they're, I guess, my 2 main go-to maps if I'm teaching heroclix as well, and what I'm playing.
Raf, what is your map that you like to go to?
Okay. Well, I like 300 modern, right? And I like Dark Phoenix, right? And you know what goes really good with Dark Phoenix? Mastermind. Mastermind goes really well with Dark Phoenix. So my map definitely is Latverian Village.
Latverian Village, okay.
Yeah, because I'm almost every time now playing like some sort of like Latveria team with Dooms. And of course Dark Phoenix, and giving Dark Phoenix Mastermind it's just so cool. So that's the one.
Awesome.
What about yourself, Chris? What's the map, your go-to maps?
I would have to say my go-to map, I believe, can't remember the exact set. I think it might be Black Panther and Illuminati, where it's the outdoor. You got a little bit of hindering on one side. You got shadows in part of it. It gives you bonuses for super senses and to roll.
Is it the Wakanda map?
Yeah, Wakanda. That's the one.
Yep.
It's got the bit of.
That's my go-to one usually.
That's the one with the. So it's got obscuring terrain, the smoke on either side.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that one's from Earth X. On the other side of that one, it's got the Iron Man, I believe.
Oh yeah, it's got the train yard. Is it?
I think it's I'm pretty sure it's the Iron Man's on the other side of the Wakanda map. So yeah, so that's a really good go-to map as well.
Yeah, that's the one that I usually go to most. So
that's it.
Right.
Do you make use of the bonus when you generally go on it?
I have. It was when I was trying to perfect my Venom team, because you'd have Venom, Black Panther, and Spider-Man and Captain America. So that's the one I usually chose.
Nice. Yep. That's it. It is a good map, and one that certainly comes up. I find that one comes up a lot when we play too, because it's just got a little bit of everything, and you feel a bit safe, but you can also move in the center and have a good shot. Great.
You got 4 things of blocking. You got elevated for half of it. Yeah, so that's my go-to.
Excellent.
All right, question number 2. Have you considered using the Highlander rule when playing in big events? As an example, for Raf, using one Jean Grey Dark Phoenix. So then if you use Jean Grey Dark Phoenix, you can't have another Jean Grey on your force. Not from a different universe, nothing like that. You can't have clone shenanigans or anything. But have you guys ever considered using it? We'll start off with Raph, since I kind of used the Dark Phoenix as an example.
Short answer is no. I never considered that.
No, what you want is 10 Dark Phoenixes on the map for a 300-point game.
No. Well, actually, I don't like any limitations to 300 modern. I think like 300 modern is the perfect format, and I really don't understand. Like, since you came with the question, you can try to answer me why people like to change the format of the game. That's the official format: 300 modern or 300 silver. Why changing this? The game is complicated already, right? So why create more rules?
It is. But
So
the way that
why?
I see it is if you're playing a Secret Six and you got 3 Scarabs, a Commissioner,
Yep.
2 Sky Tyrants, and whatever,
Yep.
it's not in the universe of DC, right? So if you had 1 Scarab, 1 Sky Tyrant, and made a full team, I think that's better because you're kind of giving a more real world feel to it.
Oh, okay.
Like, I mean, you can have generics that you can have multiple white lanterns or multiple. And sorry, I'm not talking white lanterns. I'm talking like the constructs or whatever they are
Yep.
for
Okay.
more light, or multiple soldiers or something like that. That's fine. But to have like your main action figure, I think one real name is good enough. Is the way that I look at it. So you're not fighting a team full of
So
Captain Americas.
this
like
is called
Calder,
unique.
or,
This is
or
yeah.
someone.
This is called unique figures, right?
Yeah, well, you can say kind of unique, but it's unique is they don't want to overpower something having
It's like
4
Chris
red skulls on a
uniqueness.
team, right?
Chris uniqueness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just a fan of Highlander because it kind of balances everyone out, so everyone's not playing 10 Dark Phoenixes or 2 Dark Phoenixes with 2 Mangogs and whatever else is on there, sort of thing.
Mangog is unique.
So,
Yeah,
oh, is he?
Yes.
I wouldn't know because I've never had one.
Yeah, well, we know Raph would know that. So
Because he's got it next to his bed, that's why.
yeah,
So, Highlander's been an alternate format that shops or stores have put on when they've had tournaments, just to, I guess, mix it up a little bit. And I think many players as well play a Highlander style, and so the question comes out sometimes: is it the comic book person in people? So some people just play this game because they enjoy the strategy of the game, and some of us play it because that's my favorite comic book character, and I can play comic book characters, and I'm going to go. I don't want to play multiple Wolverines on the team because there is only one Wolverine in the Marvel universe, sort of. I think, if I remember correctly now. So I think that's what it comes down to a little bit too.
But
Yeah,
then,
I understand, Raph.
But
if you have like a Wolverine and an Old Man Logan, those are 2 different characters. So
And that was fine by me because
yeah.
I could see it happening actually in the comic.
Yeah, there's that. But I mean, if you're playing the same figure 3 times over, then I think that's where my problem is with a little bit. And I mean, I will exploit that if I have to, if I feel like playing it. I mean, this is just a question that I like using. So
what about the Flash? The Flash is so fast that he's multiple of himself, right?
all right, have you watched the Flash series lately? Is that what you're doing with so many Godspeeds up there?
I mean, for example, there's like the Flash, like you have 3 flashes in one dial. So you pay 30 points and then you pay 20 points and then more 20 points. It means it's like the same Flash but 3 times, right?
So I would go with that. And you actually have the 2 unique dials for it. So they actually become in some ways 2 different characters. It'd be up to judge to decide on if it was Highlander format. I still see those flashes as being different. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
it's like
sense.
I guess it's like so. And I'm just trying to think. I can't think of what I've done lately. I've when I played my 500 point, I had 3 Douglocks on my team, and I really should have only just had, well, 3 was fine, but one was enough, and one which is comic book accurate, which sort of brings that Highlander aspect to it. It's I think I think it's a good format to do every once in a while, but yeah,
But I can
I
see
also
the
agree with you,
sense.
Raph.
Yeah. I don't mind it if your 300 point modern has some limitations on stuff, just so everything doesn't get out of hand. I mean, yeah, it's 300 modern is supposed to be a pure game, but you're always going to have some people that aren't as experienced playing against someone that brings the $1,000 team of Sky Tyrants and Scarabs, right? So I think if you have some sort of limitations in mind, it's not off-putting to some people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So
As
cool.
you say, if it comes to nationals, you just bring the best you can. Who cares? You bring what you can,
exactly.
and so that's it. But I think the Highlander gives you also that chance to play some other characters you may not generally play.
Yeah.
I can't talk. I played a team just recently. It was 500 points, and it was 1 Cyclops and 7 Forgers, and it was not fun. It sounds ridiculous. But I just sort of went through my House of Xbox. Okay, I got 7 of those, and Cyclops, that's 500 points done. And yeah, it actually was it was nastier than I thought it was going to be. So yes, I have those times too when I do that.
All right, Raph. We'll go with question number 3 now. So you can choose one: pancakes, French toast, or waffles, and you can choose a topping for one of them. What do you pick?
Pancake with chocolate.
Pancakes with chocolate. Okay.
Makes
So
sense.
are you talking like a crepe kind of thing, or
kind of like
I'm talking breakfast?
Like IHOP stuff.
Yep.
Like pancake with some sort of like chocolate syrup or this kind of stuff. Like, might be more like
nice.
breakfast, I think. Yep.
All right, Ben, what do you choose?
I'm going to have to join Raph on the pancake side, and I think I'll go with. I guess it was a classic in our family. I don't know if it's a thing, but we generally have have the sugar and the lemon juice, and so I guess they were more crepey they were pancakes, but they were a lot bigger and fatter and bigger and wider, and just then you roll them all up and have sugar and lemon juice. That was a staple growing up.
All right, nice. That's different having sugar and lemon with it.
Okay, so I was wondering if that was. I was wondering. So we have pancake days at school when the kids have lemon and sugar and lemon on it, and maybe it's a South Australian thing, maybe it's an Australian thing. I'm not quite sure. But
yeah, I would say so.
How is that? Okay. How is that, Ben? You actually use the lemon juice or something like this? I didn't get it.
So generally you get your pancake and you sprinkle sugar on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get lemon juice, or you can get just the bottled lemon and squeeze some on.
Okay.
Lemon juice, or you just get a cut of lemon up and squeeze lemon juice on it, and then generally we'd roll it up, and then eat it like a roll, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Like a big wrap.
Okay.
And
interesting.
So I was wondering whether that was a South Australian thing or whether it was
I think
Australian.
It is.
Okay, there you go. So we continue to learn. But
or
probably you
are asking the wrong guys, right?
And so that would be my pancakes. Which one are you, Chris? Are you a pancake, French toast, or waffle person?
I got to go pancakes. I mean, I know waffles are pretty much pancakes with potholes in it, but I got to go pancakes. And how I go back to how my grandma made them. She'd stack about 6 high. Then you take a can of whipped cream, and you'd pretty much cover the whole thing so you couldn't see any pancakes.
Oh, wow.
Like just all the way around the plate. It was a full plate. And then you dump a whole bunch of strawberries right on top. That's the way that I love pancakes that way. So
nice.
But yeah. I guess waffles are just pancakes with potholes. So yeah, but that's the way that I did it.
That's made me hungry. Sorry, I thought because I look at those pictures of pancakes all stacked up, and I just maybe it was just our household that they never last that long. There's always like pancakes are up and then they're all gone, and it's like we never had a stack, only had like one or two.
Well, the way my grandma used to do it is she'd cook them, put them on a plate, put them in the oven just to keep warm, and then you'd pull them out. There'd be a stack of 20. You'd pull off 4 or 5 or 6, and then you just go that way.
Cover
it with just so much whipped cream and strawberries. Oh, so good.
Excellent. Well, so that's our 3 questions too many. And
good answers, guys.
Thanks. That was.
Now I need to buy some pancakes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that too at some stage.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying that segment. So thanks, Chris, for bringing that up. Okay, so now we're into our last part for tonight. We want to talk about maps in. Well, tell me I'm wrong. Maps are a pretty big part of heroclix. It's what we play on, and I guess when I first started playing, I never took maps into much consideration. Oh yeah, there's a map here. I've got to play on a map. As a player now, I probably take more. I probably have more thoughts about maps and what's a good map and things like that. So I guess let's have a talk about maps. What are you guys? When we've already sort of talked a little bit about what's our go-to maps. Raph, you sort of said your go-to map.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it you go to? Why is the go-to? Is there any rules about maps you're not sure on? I don't know. Where do we want to bring it?
I think so. You listened to the last DiOH podcast, right? Where like they were discussing about not only maps, but the thing about like being the first player, right? How things are. And I agree with what they talk there. We even discussed it in our Facebook group here. I think the thing about like how important not only map is for the strategy, but going first. Like the game came to a point where if you win map and you play first, you have like a huge advantage. And I don't really like it the way it is now, because you as a first player, you have too much advantage over the second player. So
you think going first and picking map is too much of an advantage?
It should be just one or the other. Like you win the dice rolls. You either choose like you go first or you pick map. It should be like this, because it's too much. It's just too much. Like you pick like an open map, you basically like cross the map, and like because all the pieces have like full reach map, and everyone that can do it, like they will do it. So, and if you don't have a team that can cross the map, you're probably screwed, because the other person, even if you have blocking and stuff, you are able to cross the map and destroy blocking and this kind of thing. Like Doom can do it, Juggernaut can do it, like you can just basically like cross the map and destroy any blockings. So
right.
Yeah, I think it's just
300
like
modern. So
yeah,
map in 300 modern is really important, or more so, winning, or being the first player is really important, and being able to choose map.
Yeah.
That's what I hear you saying. Are you? And I know Chris. Sorry. What about map designing? So many maps we're finding now are symmetrical.
Yeah, I think that's a big problem. That's
okay.
It's lazy design is what it is if they're symmetrical, because then all you're doing is just a Rorschach test and seeing, oh well, I'll put these two things together and there you go. You need something that is a little diverse, that you can actually think, I'm going to go this way because you got this here, but have something completely different on the other side. I think it's garbage how they're all symmetrical, and I haven't seen any new maps in a while, so I'm hoping that they've gotten away from that.
And also, being symmetrical is even worse for the second player because there is like zero strategy on the second player picking like the best side of the map because there is no such a thing like best side of the map. So there are some maps that have, for example,
good point, Ralph.
Indoor and outdoor in the same map. That's really cool because second player can say, okay, let me try to protect here in this indoor part of the map at least, so I'll not get shot by like Dark Phoenix from 10 squares away or this kind of stuff, I mean.
So we get that. We go again. Being second player is a big disadvantage with maps. So having a map which isn't symmetrical gives the second player a chance to choose a side which will benefit them, rather than being on a map which is like, I've chosen this map because it's symmetrical, because you won't be able to do anything different, ha ha ha, and then you just sort of you're stuck in the second spot. And so I think I agree. There are maps out there that aren't symmetrical, but I guess I see more maps that are symmetrical than not, if that makes sense.
No, and it came to a point where you don't even want to play the game anymore. That's what I'm saying. So let's say if we both are playing the game every other day, right? So me and you, or like say me and Ben, me and Chris. So the same as I'm doing with Terry, right? So we were playing consistently every Saturday and Sunday, right? But then it comes to a point where you don't want to play the game anymore because you know what's gonna happen. Say, okay, I'm going second. You're gonna come with your Sky Tyrant and kind of smash me and go away like 12 squares. And half of my team is basically, dead or something like, or at least like I took like 4 damage or 6 damage or I don't know, I don't remember, but you just don't want to play. If you lose map, you say, okay, I'm screwed. That's it. The game, So that's I think where the game is.
Yeah, so map has a big impact in that 300 point mod.
Yep.
And I guess in friendly, my kitchen table games, we still actually talk a lot about maps and what would be best suited for your team. And I know before we went to our 500 point event, I was helping my friend. He'd built a Justice League team. He had a couple questions. He had a couple questions in his team. And I was saying, well, you probably need a bit of rooftop so you can see down into the battle zone with your questions to get your best value out of them. And so it is important to have an understanding of that map strategy. But I agree. I would some of that diversity in a map. So the less symmetrical maps would certainly help that strategy for a second player. I guess I know that as I've worked through over the years, I've sort of gone, and I tend to be a player that goes not too phased about a theme. I'll take it if it sort of comes, but I'll try to put these guys on the team together. I really like these guys, and my strategy becomes not to worry too much about map and just try and being usually be second player, and just go for it. The game has shifted to that second turn Alpha Strike meta, which I'm probably still adjusting to myself, because usually I was used to going second, just preparing to take a hit and then move in for my attack, and so map wasn't my greatest concern. It has been some. Sorry,
Ben. So when you build your team, and if you do win map, do you look at your team and think, this map here will help my team the best, or do you look at the other team and say, this map over here would be the most hindrance to them? How do you decide which one is which? Like, what do you do?
I think for myself personally, I think let's say 75% of the time it would be what benefits my team.
Okay.
The 25% of the time when I look across the map and I see like Batman Prime on the other team and go, okay, I might need a few more walls than previously thought. Yeah, but it would be more so just what is advantaging my team is going to the map for me, and whether So that's generally how I've worked. But
Okay.
if I know if Batman Prime, certainly Batman Prime was one that has worried me. He can just see across the map, so I was like, okay, I need something that's going to stop that.
All
So
right. What
I
about
would.
you, Raph?
Basically, I think the same, but depends on how much I can really cross the map and smash the other team. I just go with the shortened distance between like the starting areas. So I have to
Okay.
spend less perplexes on movement. I just go for like all perplexes on attack. I like those maps. Like, remember the Poison Ivy greenhouse that has like the starting areas there? They are closer a little bit to each other.
So you
So
like the ones with the starting areas in the corner,
yep,
so
yep,
they start
yes,
further out on the map,
yep.
which reduces that. Yeah, and so
And
that's a strategy in itself
Yeah.
to know that map is out there and that I could already be forced. Was it 3 squares closer to the opposition starting area,
yep. So
and that
it's
really
pretty
can
hard
change.
to it's easier to like cross the map and this sort of stuff. But and then I don't care much about like Batman. If I'm going first, I know I can smash him with like 1 or 2 hits. But yeah, I think it like 90% of like 95%. It's like this is benefit me. But if I'm playing like a super alpha strike team, I just go with whatever like it's going to benefit my team.
Okay. Nice.
I was thinking, are there any map rules that you guys still get confused on, or maybe things that sometimes seem unclear? Like we've had doors, we've had windows, we've had obscuring terrain. They've taken all that away now and changed it back so there's no obscuring terrain, and I don't think doors and windows will be made anymore. Ever have any
Yeah.
difficulty with any of those sort of things, or is there any rules that you guys are still unsure on?
Oh, so
Well,
what
for
they
me,
did with the sorry, because I just want to understand what
no,
they did
that's all
with
good.
walls and windows. I didn't see the changes, so
Doors, well, I don't think they've like changed, so they still work the way they work, but I don't think
oh
they'll
okay,
make maps with them
Yeah,
anymore.
they've stopped making doors and windows,
oh
so
okay,
they're out of the game. Yeah.
okay,
So
cool. Go
all
ahead,
our
Um.
buildings will always
Chris.
be
Yeah.
open.
The thing I was gonna say is, I've read a couple posts uh about modern age maps being legal for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember this was 5 or 6 years ago that when WizKids came out with premium maps, like the
Mm-hmm.
neoprene WizKids official maps, that they were supposed to be legal for life, is what they were supposed to
Oh.
be. But I think somewhere along the line that rule changed where they were then deposed as not being legal because they're so old or whatever. And I mean, they have some great maps, like the parking structure and the WizKids office. But that's one rule and concern that I have is that you paid $30 for a premium map,
Mm.
and then they said, okay, well, it was supposed to be for life, but now it's not legal anymore. That's my concern with that. So.
That's very WizKids, right?
Oh, 100% WizKids.
That's very I didn't actually know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that those maps got retired.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah.
think there's 7 of them. 7 or 8.
Because I've got 4. I've got and I really enjoy I enjoy the one which is like the comic book convention or the gaming convention one with the big TV in the middle.
Okay.
It's got it's an indoor map. It's got a big piece of blocking in the middle, so I was under that impression too that they were illegal for life.
Yeah. Well, that's what they were supposed to be, but then they got changed around. So
Oh
What
yeah,
about
gaming convention. I
I
have
guess
this
the
one.
induction of like rock maps into legal?
That's really nice.
You like it, Raf?
Yes, like that. I have this one. It's really cool. I really like this one. Yeah.
Do you like
which one are you talking about?
which
The
map?
Are you talking about rock maps in together?
gaming convention
Gaming.
hall.
Yeah, it is a
Yeah.
really nice map. Do you like the rock maps, Chris?
I do. I got I think 5 or 6 of them now, and they are nice. Yeah, it's just another way for ROC to make money, is what it is, I think. But they are nice maps. Hedge Maze was pretty well designed. So was what's that King's Lair
King's
one,
Tomb.
Raph? I can't remember the name. King's
King's
Tomb, that's
Tomb.
one. That's a great map. It really is.
Yeah.
It's symmetrical, which is funny, but it's a good map.
And I remember making a mistake of like taking us to this to play a battle royale or something like this. Do you remember this? I think it was in Nationals. Said, okay, let's play King's Tomb. And then there was like 4 of us playing on that map. That was quite crazy.
Yep, I remember because I blocked myself in.
Yeah.
I said, "You guys can fight. I'm blocking myself in. I'll see you guys later."
Yeah. So you jumped into the middle and was just like waiting for people. And I think I remember I phased teleport inside that, the middle of the map, and we start punching each other. It was quite fun.
I think I won that match.
Yeah,
I think
probably.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So
nice.
what's about a map that's probably people have strong opinions about, like Ancient Hold?
Interesting.
How do you feel about Ancient Hold? It's a map that has doors and walls and symmetrical, but can be really oppressive. I don't know. I've only played on it a couple of times.
You know what? Yeah, it is oppressive, but funny enough, I think you still have a game on the map. Like, it's one of the few maps that still allow both players to have an actual game. Like, you have strategy, you move, and it's really hard to cross the map. So you can still have a proper game, if you have that sort of map, where you have like a lot of blocking and stuff. So it involves a little bit of strategy. There is still strategy on the map, something that we kind of like missing nowadays. Instead of like just like, pick an open map, cross the map and punch, that map allows some strategy. That's my thought.
Yeah, no, it's I was just re-looking at it and going, does it actually help to stop that I'm coming across the map and gonna
totally
take you out first turn?
Because there's a lot of you cannot TK.
It's got lots of blocking.
You cannot TK through the doors, right?
Yeah,
that's the thing.
So it actually provides that bit of protection, which is that's actually might come into its own in another way, I guess. As they move towards having their Clix Cup in Florida in a few weeks' time, I think still it'll be interesting to see.
I think it's this week.
This week.
Yep.
This week. There you go. It has come up quicker than I thought, and so it'll be interesting to see the teams that get played, and then also on top of that the maps that get played. I'm actually I'm interested in what people are playing, and I'll be interested to see. Any other concerns that you guys have about maps?
I got one more, and that's ROC maps are hard to get for people not in the States. That's mine, or we got to pay out of the nose for it.
Yes, it's because we don't run ROC events. We don't have winner maps, and not being, and I don't know. I've never tried to compete in a winner map in one of the online winner maps, but still, I think the postage would still be pretty. Postage is always really expensive, and getting maps which are relatively heavy items could be really expensive too. So yeah, I agree. I've looked at the rock maps before and gone, oh, I'd like to get that one, and then I was going, it's a bit cost prohibitive if I'm only going to play them a few times.
Well, see, what I did is I went with Gamer Mats, I guess is the place that builds them or prints them or whatever you want to call it. I put in an order for 5 of them. I can't remember how much. And paid for it, put it all through, paid for the shipping, and then they just canceled the order. Said, oh, we can't do it. We don't ship to Australia. And it's like, are you kidding me? I paid for the shipping. It was $30. Well, and then their whole thing was, oh, but we can't ship because we don't have the proper boxes to send. It's like, you figure out how to do that if you're trying to send products somewhere. That's the whole deal. So I had to go through ROC and those guys yet again to get those maps, and it was a big hassle. Was everything about it.
Yeah, and nowadays I just go straight to Howard. If you want to get maps, just go to Howard and you can get them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's really good with that.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed dealing with him when I have to.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, might need to kind of like split costs, right? Split costs with someone because otherwise it's gonna cost like you a kidney. Or.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got our which were the maps that Barbie got us? They were the
you got the Hyper
Studios.
Yeah, the Hyper Studios one.
Yeah. So that cost $50 for me, which is pretty good. So I got nothing else coming with it, so I was happy with that. It's a nice map.
Yeah, we might need to do this from time to time, like let's say once a year or once every like 6 months or something. We just buy all together from Australia and then we ship internally. So
yeah,
I think we can do this.
That works out the best, I think.
I think that's a really good strategy for us to get these maps in our hands to play with. I always think about, is the map worth it? Am I going to play on it enough to actually be worthwhile me purchasing it? And I didn't balk when WizKids had their first maps come out, and I was like, I'm going to get some of these because I will get my play out of them. I'll get the kids to use them, and they're still great. The neoprene maps are just so good for staying consistent. The paper maps, you fold them.
Yeah, there's no creases. There's no wear and tear on them. They're a lot better, is what I think, is the neoprene ones.
I've come to using just a fold-up chair bag, a spare one that I had just to take into events. So I can roll them up. I can shove 4 in a bag, and it just is pretty comfortable to carry. And because they can get heavy if you or they take up lots of space. I found when I was folding them and trying to put them in a bag, they took up lots of space. So I just found that I just was using just a fold-up chair bag, and that's enough to hold them, which is really, really good. Just a tip for people if you're trying to transport around. I think I've enjoyed that change to neoprene maps, and that's really good. I'll ask this question because I've tried once. Have you guys ever tried to construct your own map? If you could make a map, what would it be of?
I thought about printing my own map because I remember finding the WizKids website there, like print your own map. And I think I thought about, okay, I can bring it to like Officeworks and try to print, but maps are so big that it's hard to handle. Like there's no printer that can print that big if it's not like very specific printer for that stuff. So I think I ended up giving up trying to print myself, but I never tried to build my own map. No,
I've never tried. I never even thought about it.
I know. Sometimes I thought about maps that I could make, and I could being in Australia. I think like I'd love to see an Uluru map, just for someone to design one with Uluru on it, and a bit of that stuff would be really cool. And last year, I actually the map I built. I would say I built a map. Basically, I just made levels, but I took a map from the War of Light set, which was, I believe, if I remember correctly, is the Ryut one, I think. And it's one that just has like 5, like it's like a big mountain and builds up into the middle. And so I was able to create that into a bit of foam and a bit of paint and things like that. So it's like I've got 5 levels high. It's a pretty high map now, and it just sort of sits in my shed and doesn't do anything. But it was good fun building it, I guess.
No, I think Bobby printed some 3D prints. Like he did some, like elevations and buildings and stuff. Remember, he brought this stuff to Nets to show us.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so having some 3D constructs on the map.
Yeah.
I've got a couple buildings, but that's about it. That's I've tried it, and it is good fun because it sort of goes cool. I'm going to peer around this corner and things like that. Is good fun to if you have enough time and effort to build the stuff out. I just thought I had one more thing I was going to ask.
Just quickly,
Yeah, go.
Can we do a shout out to Bobby, our 4th member who never shows up?
We certainly can.
And never
Yeah.
listen.
We should have done it earlier. What was that?
And he never listened to us as well. So
Yeah, that too. Should have said it earlier when we brought Bobby up.
Yep. No, shout out to Bobby for organising some apps. Is that what the shout out's for? Because he's got a few things going on at the moment. But yeah, he was pretty much got all of those maps organised, and that first lot that we got coming to us, which is really great. So thanks, Bobby, for working on that for us all. And I do look forward to getting that Hyper RPG Studios in my hand and giving that one a play very soon. Map bonuses. Do you like to use map bonuses if you can? Raf's already said tonight he likes to use the Mastermind on the Latveria one. Chris,
the best one.
On with the super sensors on the Wakanda one as well. So
I think there's another Wakanda one where it's -2 or +2 defense if you're standing and hindering. I think it's Wakanda also, but I can't remember what map it is. But if you have those bonuses, or if you have the map guides, 100% they're fun to use. Some of them are.
So are you guys happy to pay the 5 points for a map bonus?
The Latverian is free if you have a Latverian team.
Okay, so working the workaround for that.
Yeah.
If it's something that helps my team, yes, I'll pay the 5 points. It's usually beneficial.
Yep. I used to pay for the Stark Tower one. That was really good. I really liked that one because I liked the map. Stark Tower was really good. If I win map, that's fine. In that case, I really prefer to lose map because like the POG that I could generate was more beneficial for my team, to be really honest, by that time, right? So I used to generate boat. Boat was like hypersonic, pick up an object or something like this. It was really good. But if I had to play on Stark Tower, it was good as well. You can just power action and try to generate some pogs in the map that could be really beneficial as well.
Yes. So, I was wondering if people had used that one. I know that it's got used a lot. I know I tried it one night with the same theory. Cool. I look forward to losing map and just getting my bolt, and I won map, and it wasn't as beneficial winning the map as I thought. But they've made some really good ones, and I think that Latvian Village is one. I've played the Doom's Castle, which has the bonus for the leadership
one. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and so it's the Reign of Terror point bonus. and
Yep.
that's just a great one to have, and that's the one I look at with maybe. I'll come back to him, Aries, and sort of his leadership and being able to.
That's good for Jason as well.
Yeah, great for Jason.
Yeah.
So there's some. I think map bonuses are, and I think they're pretty well thought out. And I hope they continue to do them. Actually, I think they add a bit more spice and flavour to our maps that we play on. Excellent. Well, it's been a fantastic discussion on maps, and I think unless there's anyone that's got final words about maps, we can probably wrap that up for tonight.
Nope, nothing from me.
Nothing from you. Okay, Chris, anything on maps?
Nope, I'm good now.
You're good? Excellent. Well, I think that was, I enjoyed that discussion about maps, and it's interesting to see how we all feel. Okay, so, well let's finish off for tonight. So, as we bring another episode to a close and turn off the Barbie, we would like to thank you for tuning in, and remember, even a poor plan is better than no plan at all. And Chris, I forgot, we still have a quote from you as well.
Yeah, quote of the week. So I take it from I say top 2 greatest hockey players ever, Wayne Gretzky, and the quote is, "You miss 100% of the shots you never take." So that means if you're planning on doing something, you might as well take a shot and try it. If you don't do it, then you're just going to miss it. You miss your opportunity.
Excellent. And true words have never been spoken. Thanks very much, boys, for a great night and great discussion, and look forward to talking again next week. Have a great week.
Awesome. Keep your sticks on the ice. Bye.
Bye.